Good morning. There we are. So I did a test right before with audio and it seemed to be working. So I just want to make sure checking out there if anybody is out there that can hear, or if you can't hear, give a link in the comments. So just making sure, like if you can't hear, I'm pointing at my ears. Just to let me know. So I'm hoping that it's working today. So thank you for your patience with those technical difficulties that arise occasionally. So here we are going to land in our practice today. I'm so grateful to be coming home to this space with you, this place where we are in community together, cultivating our sensitive hearts, cultivating our awareness, our presence, and our flow. So, we're going to begin by dropping into our sensations, and just swaying side to side or rocking back and forth, letting the rhythm draw you in, feeling the sensations of the feet on the floor, finding some stillness in your stance. And just checking in with your feet, maybe lifting the toes, spreading them wide. Finding that alignment as you bend your knees slightly. So feeling them tracking over the big toe or between the big toe and the second toe. And you might find that this will put strain on the knees or the ankles in a certain way. So adjusting your stance, trying to find that alignment, strengthening up through the tendons around the joints, letting the tailbone hang in through the nose, out through the mouth. Noticing the root here, the center, your hara, your lower dantian. With your inhale and exhale, releasing tension in the rib cage, the diaphragm, the heart, through the throat and tongue, the back of the throat, the jaw. And letting the arms relax here. Let's begin our gentle arm swings in through the nose, out through the mouth, clearing and warming. And coming to stillness. And a gentle twist. And again, returning to center. Arms to either side, swinging in front and behind. And then letting the arms fall into the side of your body. In our final arm swing, tapping, pulling up through the crown. Each shape the body makes, finding that integrity in the spine. And then returning again to stillness. And let's breathe as we warm up the neck, chin to chest, looking towards the sky. Feeling the whole spine all the way through, the tailbone hanging. And we'll look over the shoulders, inviting the spaciousness in the spine, vitality, feeling that vertical dimension through the spine. And then we're going to bring the ears to shoulders. Just greeting each awareness with a light and gentle touch as we circle around. Oh, whatever sensations arise with these movements. Just feeling if you can receive them with a neutrality, lightness. Oh, it's like this now. And returning to center, we'll move into the shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Reverse. Shake it out. And 3 staccato breaths. Shake it out again. And some big arm circles. Engaging through the core, opening up the side body, relaxing in the joint. The other side. And reverse. Coming into our wrists. And reverse. Open and close the fingers. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Let's clap the hands together. And bringing this to the lower back. And we'll tap. And massage again. We'll let the palms rest here for our kidney breathing. Inhale. And exhale. Expanding the lower back into your hands with the inhale. Feeling that breath also expanding through the lower dantian, the belly breath, the rib cage. As we gently stoke the fire. One more breath. And then bringing this through the waist belt. Hands on your hips. We'll do some pelvic tilts. Gentle, easy breath as we continue to connect to that inner fire. And small circles, tailbone hanging, crown of the head reaching. And reverse. And then large circles. And reverse. Coming back to center. I'm going to spread the stance a little bit, a wider stance into the horse stance. Bending our knees, hands on the knees. Inhale towards the center. We'll exhale, twist. Push away from the knee, looking over the shoulder. And coming back to center, we'll bring the stance in just a little bit, toes pointing forward, bend the knees, and then we're going to straighten one knee and rise up with that same arm, and then we'll exhale back to center. We'll do this to the other side. So straightening the left or right knee, rising up with that same arm. So one knee stays slightly bent, the other one straightens. One more time. Bend the knees, slowly roll up. Inhale, spinal breathing. We expand the chest. Tailbone sticking out. We exhale and round. Letting the movement follow the breath. Imbued with this breath. Coming into contact with this shape, this movement, this vitality through the spine and breath. One more time. And releasing the hands. Throw it back a couple times with your exhale. Feet together. Let's come down into your knees. Clearing and warming. We reverse that circle. And stepping to the side to massage the knee. Focusing your awareness, this contact in the knee. And then the other side. And then we're going to point and flex, coming into the ankles. If it's available to you to lift up. Circling, letting the ankles hang. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Shake it out. And the other side. Point and flex. Circle. Shake it out. And then we're going to bicycle the legs. Feeling it through the core as it contracts to lift. And the other side. And stepping lightly. You might want to open and close the mouth a couple times or shake it out. Wherever the awareness arises of tension, I just bring our mind and our breath there and allow it to express itself. Move through. And then coming back to stillness, finding your stance. We're going to inhale and exhale with a clap again. So inhale. I'm bringing this to the eyes. Massaging around the face, the jaw, the ears, and the scalp. You can get pretty vigorous here in the scalp, waking up the brain, bringing some blood flow, some chi. And coming down the neck and the shoulders. Oh, what a gift it is. This gentle touch, this presence through the throat, down the chest. Now we're going to tap around our center, so around the belly button. And you may start soft and slowly increase this impact, this contact, invigorating through the intestines, through the internal organs. Into the nose, out through the mouth. And let's smooth it out. Palm over palm, resting here, just below the belly button. And then we'll release into our rattling the bones, shaking the leaves. Whatever arises is welcome here. Letting go of any kind of inner critic or judge or feeling watched. The body feel free. Coming to stillness. Inhale, wash down the body with your exhale, your presence, allowing the light of the universe to pour through the crown of the head, through the hands, gently melting down the feet into the earth. And returning again, lower dantian. We're going to end with our 10 breaths of joy. So this is a little bit new if you haven't done it before. Instead of our full body swings, we're going to try this. We inhale to the front, inhale to the side, inhale to the up, and then swing down 10 times. And if you ever feel lightheaded or it's not working for you, just take your time. This is going to get a lot of oxygen into the body as we clear and warm. And we'll begin. Last one. Coming up and exhale. Returning to your center, just taking a moment, releasing, shaking it out, and just noticing these little returns to home. It can be just for a couple of seconds, but how useful it is to cultivate that practice, that skill, even through life as we're moving and transitioning, just to take a couple of seconds. It's really all it takes to find that grounding, especially when we practice and um, expand our capacity to come into full contact with that moment and with our bodies. So, if any of you do attend Common Ground or watch, attended this Sunday with Shelley Graff, and she talked about mindfulness and noticing um, that that mindfulness is like this awareness, this moment where you're aware, right? And that there'll be these little dots through the day, like, oh, maybe it's only 4 times or maybe it's only 2 times. But the more you practice, the more the dots start to connect. And I feel like that really speaks to this Qigong practice, right? We're doing this meditative, mindful awareness practice where we're bringing in this vitality. So there's this health aspect, but we're really connecting those dots and doing it in movement as we are moving through the world with functional movement. So I love that visualization of these dots. And even in this practice, noticing when you're aware and the strengthening that capacity of being present and in full contact with what we're doing. All right, so coming into our second practice, which is the inner alchemy, the 6 healing sounds, and the inner smile. So we're going to begin. We inhale, exhale, stepping into our stance, finding your strong base, aligning the knees over the ankles, over the toes, up through the spine, space in the armpits. And then we'll just drop into this breath, this easy breath as it expands and contracts, undulating through the entire core. So through the nose, the throat, the heart, the rib cage, feeling the diaphragm, the lower belly, all the way into the perineum, which is sort of the bottom of that whole um, fascial structure, right? As we expand and contract, soft and flowing, soft and flowing. And as we soften into this ease, noticing and allowing this presence, the quality of a smile to be known. This isn't something we grasp or go after, but we actually relax into and receive the smile. And opening the eyes back to the room. We're going to do our 10 ping chi. So we inhale, exhale. Roll those shoulders forward, leading with your elbows. And then coming into our lungs today, closing your eyes to look inside. So we focus our awareness, this clarity, focused into our lungs, smiling as we land here, receiving the presence and contact with our lungs. And just being mindful that you're not achieving anything here. You're not doing anything. You don't have to know the answer or to be motivated in action or projecting into this space. We soften into that receiving, allowing. And the healing sound for the lungs is xia. And we say this in a burst. So we inhale, xia, xia, xia. Three ping cheese. Roll those shoulders forward and landing into our lungs again. Deep gratitude, thanking your lungs today, thanking the metal element. So grateful for this color of white, this healing practice. And we'll move now from metal to water. Hands come to the back side of the body. And we're going to smile into our kidneys today. Taking your time to land here, imbued with contact and presence. The healing sound for the kidneys is chui. As we inhale, as we massage the lower back, exhale, chui. Three times. Chui. 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 Three ping cheese. Roll those shoulders forward. And we're going to return, landing in your kidneys, smiling into the kidneys today. Thanking your kidneys, the water element, the color of blue. We'll say goodbye and move now from water to wood, hands coming to the right side of your rib cage and looking inside to greet your liver today. The healing sound for the liver is sure. We begin with the backs of the hands together in a loose fist. We'll inhale, a nice big stretch up. Exhale, pressing slightly into the rib cage. Sure. We release the hands and the breath before we begin again. So full movement, 3 times. Sure. 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 3 ping cheese. Roll those shoulders forward. And then we'll land again here. Saying goodbye to our liver. We'll move now from the wood element, thanking the color green. And we'll move now from wood to fire, hands coming to your heart. And closing your eyes to land in your heart today, this heart space. Landing as softly, as gentle as a feather, floating in, finding that contact. It's like this now. It's like this now. The healing sound for the heart is Haw, Haw. We'll inhale. Haw, singing through the heart space 3 times. Haw, haw, haw. 3 ping cheese. Roll those shoulders. We're coming into your heart. Saying goodbye. Thanking your heart. Thanking the fire element, color red. And we'll move now from fire to earth. So hands coming to the left side of the rib cage. We're going to land here in our spleens and stomachs, coming into contact with this space. Staying with it. bringing your softness, your smile. The healing sound for the earth element, the spleen and stomach is who. We do this just one time. We'll inhale the right palm to the sky, left palm to the earth, and we'll exhale as we twist from the waist, keeping the hips and the knees forward. Then we'll inhale, holding the breath for a count of 10. Exhale, whoo. And of course, releasing the breath whenever feels comfortable if it's going beyond your comfort. Let's begin. Inhale, exhale, inhale, whoo. Three ping cheese. Roll those shoulders. And we'll land here, back in the spleen and stomach. Deep gratitude for the spleen and stomach, the earth element, the color of gold and yellow. And we're going to do our triple burner sound now, integrating with a gentle sigh, undulating back up through the spine. And on your next exhale, we're going to come back into the lower belly. Just appreciating this simple spaciousness as we shake it out, staying present and aware even through our transitions. So connecting those dots. Connecting those dots into a stream. And so we're just flowing in that stream, or that stream is actually maybe flowing through us. We get out of our way. All right, we're going to move now into our 18 movements, the Sure by Sure Qigong, cultivation and storage. So when you're ready, we're going to mindfully step into our stance, finding your alignment, letting that tailbone drop, crown of the head lifted, integrity in the spine without tightness. So We find that kinetic pull between your poles into the earth and into the stars. And your center of gravity, the core of your star, located in that lower belly. It's the center of gravity for sure. We can find that just from a ergonomic sort of physical space, and then also energetically. This is often thought of as the hearth or the fire, a sea of chi. So just dropping into that awareness, that contact with all of those systems integrated. The breath undulating in to out like a wave coming onto shore and then receding back into the sea. Relaxing into this openness that allows the presence, this gentle quality of a smile to be known and felt, to be lived through this experience. And we'll begin our first movement, hands wave by the lake, in and out. Opening your heart at the top of the mountain, connecting those dots, flowing through the transitions, staying present. Coming into swinging the rainbow. And now parting the clouds to look at the sky, gentle squat, letting the earth receive you, rising up with strength through the legs, squatting down, just squatting as far as feels comfortable. And returning to center, integrity in the spine, and coiling silk or silk floating on air. Now rowing across the big lake. Again, that gentle squat. So sticking your tailbone back like you're squatting to sit on a chair as we scoop forward. Returning to center for raising the sun. And coming back to center as if you're holding the moon, gazing at the moon. And again, returning to center, rustling the lotus leaves. And then we'll relax into hands wave like clouds. And flowing into scooping the ocean again, just being mindful when we transition into these very functional movement, squats or lunges. Lifting with the legs, integrity in the spine. And we'll float through, scooping the ocean. And coming through, playing with waves. And then we'll come through again, the other side, playing with waves. And we'll step through again. Dove spreads its wings, so moving from that lower dantian space, feeling the weight on both the front and back foot, pulling through the crown, feeling that wave like motion through the body, through the breath. And we'll step through. Dove spreads its wings. And returning to center, dragon emerges from the sea. Relax now into wild geese, taking flight if it's available to you to come all the way up on the tippy toes. And then again, being mindful of that gentle squat. And then we'll move into our windmills 3 times on each side. When you get to the bottom of the third one, you can gently swing back and reverse. And then swing through, coming back to standing and flowing into our bouncing a ball, stepping and bouncing a ball, or walking on clouds, just finding that center, the limbs, an extension of this undulating flow of breath. And returning to still center, we're going to gather the fragrance of the earth. Inhale up the spine, exhale, landing in the lower belly. 2 more times. Resting here, palm over palm. Gathering your awareness, gathering yourself into this spot in this lower belly, this location, this point of light, concentrating here. And seal it in small circles to large, and then we'll reverse large circles to small. If you want to shake out the legs as we bring the hands to the heart. And landing in stillness again. Thanking yourself for showing up to this practice today. This practice together cultivating our sensitive hearts, our presence and awareness, openness and flow. We spread the hands to share the merit of this practice with our loved ones, our family members, our larger communities. We expand, share this practice with all humans on the planet, particularly those that are suffering at the hands of violence, oppression, illusion. We also share the merit of this practice to those that are the hands of violence, oppression, illusion, that are the hands of violence, oppression, illusion. The merit of this practice enter their hearts, soften their minds. We share the merit of this practice with all that is living, all sentient beings, the planet Earth, all that exists in this cosmos, the vast, creative, dynamic, undulating, ever moving now. We bring this around and join it with this small universe within this point of light. Raising the left hand and open palm, the right hand a closed fist, bringing yin and yang together. We bow to this practice today. Give thanks to all the teachers that came before us. And I'm hoping I see people are still sticking with me, that the audio was working this whole time. Um, and again, thanks for your patience with that. As always, click the link below if you are able to give in honor of this practice and this time and space. It truly is helpful, and I'm so grateful for your gifts and also for your presence, for allowing me to be your humble guide here in this journey with consciousness, um, and doing this Qigong practice, this mindfulness practice. So take care, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. And as always, join us live in person at Common Ground on Wednesdays if you can. Otherwise, see you soon. Take care. Bye.